That's a 1-0 series lead for your Phillies. 1-0 series lead. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Sports. The Phillies take game one against the Arizona Diamondbacks by a score of 5-3. Phillies hit, they come out of the gates rocking the ball. They hit 3 home runs in the first 2 innings. Kyle Schwarber with a leadoff shot on the first pitch. You knew he was going to find a way to show up in this series. People were saying, oh God, where's Schwarber? Where's Schwarber? Where's the power? Where's the home runs from Schwarber? Well, there you go. First pitch fucking ambush in the bottom of the first inning off Zack. Welcome to Citizens Bank Park, fella. Welcome to Citizens Bank Park. 1-0 Phillies. And then Bryce Harper, first pitch. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Bryce Harper. How about a solo shot on the first pitch as well to put the Phillies up 2-0? Nick Castellanos gets another bomb as well. The Phillies tack on a couple of more runs, but I want to say it's nitpicky because you won the game, but it's been an issue in the first so many postseason games besides the blowout against Atlanta. You're leaving a lot of runners on, and you're not putting the teams away because, you had a lot of chances to extend the lead, make it a blowout, make sure the Diamondbacks don't have any type of chance whatsoever to get back into the game. You leave bases loaded with JT. He grounds into an inning, any double play. You have more chances as the innings go along. Zack, who was dominant throughout this game. He was absolutely spectacular. After allowing a leadoff single to Corbin Carroll in the top of the first inning, he retired the next 15 batters all in a row. That's how dominant and locked in Zack was. But then you sensed he was running out of gas in that 6th inning, allows a leadoff single to Longoria, and then he allows Perdomo to make it a 3-run game, and that also comes into the factor of you're not putting the team away. You think you're giving them a little bit of life, and they think that it's going to be a contest now. So that's been the issue. That's been the issue the entire year. But I also want to try to bring in some type of positivity into this because I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, they can't hit with runners in scoring position. Oh, they can't do this. Oh, they can't do that. Well, aren't you supposed to be able to win close games? Isn't that what postseason baseball is all about? You're not always going to blow the other team out. That's not how the way it works. That's not how it works. Aren't you supposed to win close games? Aren't you supposed to win close games with your shutdown bullpen? Now, mostly the bullpen, besides Seranthony, was shut down because Seranthony was just on a Jesus Christ. I thought Seranthony was going to blow that because all you need to do is play the ball that is in front of you and don't rush the throw to second base, and you'll have a double play there, and you'll most likely have a clean inning after that. No, and then it turns into a nightmare. Thankfully, he only got out of that inning allowing 1 run. Thankfully, Alvarado's next inning was really good. Thank God for that. And then Kimbrel got some help from his defense after he walked the guy. So your bullpen managed to close the door down at the end of that, regardless of how many runners that you left on base. I think I'm also going to draw into a positive that, I think that you're getting so many guys on base. You're getting so many chances left and right to drive in runs. And it goes like that with the Braves series as well. You were getting so many guys on base. You're getting so many chances to knocking some extra runs. There's going to be moments now through this postseason that they're finally going to start hitting with guys on base consistently. I feel like that's bound to happen because you're getting so many chances left and right. I feel like you're bound to, when you get that big, single that scores 2 runs with 2 runners on, when you get a double down the line with bases loaded, when you do something, big with runners in scoring position, I think it's a butterfly effect. Now, when you're just getting into the situations where you can't get the guys home when they're in runner in scoring position without the home run ball, it's also a butterfly effect there. When one guy can't do it, the next guy can't do it. When one guy can't do it, the next guy can't do it. When one guy can do it, the next guy can as well. I think it's a whole butterfly effect. Once they finally get that, big knock with runners on, I think you're going to see all the, floodgates open with that particular situation. And runners in scoring position has been an entire problem for this team the entire season. So I don't see that getting fixed right now. You work with the way that you're working, and you're winning with the way that you're winning. This team is heavily reliant on the home run ball, And we saw what it did for them today. We saw what it did for them in the Braves series. So right now, what's going for them is working. They're getting their starting pitching through 6 innings, and then you go to the bullpen. So thankfully, it didn't turn into a Game 2 situation once all over again. Rob Thompson did learn his lesson not to keep Zack Wheeler in there for another inning of work, which was the smart move. It's just Sir-Anthony didn't execute. And Sir-Anthony had a really good, really, really, really good series against Atlanta. So I have no idea why he just wasn't able to execute here. Seriously, if he just takes his time on that throw to second base, he gets out of the inning clean. That's basically it. He doesn't allow a run. It's still a 5-2 ball game. You most likely win 5-2. So, and also, Sir-Anthony doesn't even have to field the ball because the ball would have went right to Stott. Seriously, I'm up in the 4th level. I can see where the ball's going. The ball was going right to Stott. So, let the ball go to Stott. He turns the double play himself. So, Sir-Anthony just making a multitude of mistakes. But seriously, you just need to settle down. Take your time. Take a deep breath. Don't rush the throw because you completely threw it out of line. Like, seriously, Sir-Anthony is lucky that he only allowed 1 run in that inning. Alvarado comes in and shuts the door down. I'm surprised Rob Thompson, because bringing Alvarado in for another wraparound inning, we saw how that worked against the Braves in Game 4, where he struggled with the walks. This time he came out with the wraparound inning and was dominant. He was really good. He was retiring guys left and right, left and right, left and right. He gets Corbin, like, you think he was just coming in to face Perdomo and Corbin Carroll. Okay, those guys were retired with ease. Corbin Carroll swung at the first pitch and popped up, I believe. So I don't blame Topper for letting him finish the job there. Yeah, he does allow that 2-out hit to Marte, but then he gets fammed to, ground out or pop up. Still found a way to end the inning as the Citizens Bank crowd is chanting, Jose, 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 Jose. Man, ballpark, man. Especially when you're, like, when I sat for the first wild card game, that was fantastic. This was on another fucking level. It was. Ballpark was fucking shaking after Schwarber hit that bomb. It shook even more after Harper hit the bomb. And as you're seeing Zack Wheeler mow down the Diamondbacks lineup, yeah, he ran out of gas in the 6th inning. Zack Wheeler throughout the entire thing was fantastic. He was fantastic. He was throwing strikes. He was getting quick outs. He strikes people out. That's what Zack Wheeler has been doing basically all of his playoff career so far with the Phillies. Being very efficient. No wonder why his whip is so low. It's one of the best so far in postseason history with a minimum of 50 innings. That's how special Zack Wheeler has been in the postseason for the Phillies in 2 seasons now. So, you keep going with what's working for you right now. Now you got a game tomorrow night again, Game 2. Aaron Nola on the bump. Let's see if he can continue his, fantasticness that he's been doing this postseason. Maybe if the trends keep going, because so far in all 3 Zack Wheeler starts in the postseason this year, they've all been very close games. Game 1 against the Miami Marlins, that was a close game. What was it, a 4-1 win? 4-2 win in that game? The second game he pitched against Atlanta, that technically was a close game until you blew it late. So you lost, 5-3, 5-4. So that was another close game, and this was another close game. And every start so far that Aaron Nola has pitched, the Phillies blew the other team out. The second game against Miami, they won that game 7-1. The game that Aaron Nola pitched against Atlanta, they won that 10-2. So if the patterns keep going, you're thinking to yourself, maybe tomorrow's another blowout, but I'm not going to guarantee that. I'm just looking at patterns here and seeing how things are going. And also for the note that Zack Gallen was not good, but you left him off the hook. There's huge discrepancies with, Zack Gallen and Merrill Kelly, these 1-2 for the Diamondbacks on the road and at home. Their ERAs are significantly higher. I believe it's like 2 ticks higher. Zack Gallen has a 2-something ERA, like a high 2 ERA at home. He has a high 4 ERA on the road. So that's drastically different there. Merrill Kelly, I think, is around the same. I think he has like a high 2, low 3 ERA at home, and same thing, a high 4 ERA on the road. And tomorrow will be Merrill Kelly's first appearance in Citizens Bank Park since 2019, so he hasn't pitched here in a while. He has not pitched here in a while. It is a nice 1-2 punch for the Diamondbacks. It definitely is. But when you get to this 1-2 punch, what's the rest of the rotation for the Diamondbacks squad? Really nothing. Really nothing. I'm confident in this Phillies squad. Yeah, the Diamondbacks got hot against the Brewers and the Dodgers. This is a whole different level of competition. It really is. I don't care if the Dodgers were an 100-win team. That team had no pitching. That team had no starting pitching. They were throwing a 500-year-old Clayton Kershaw who was gassed. They were throwing a guy making his postseason debut in a Lance Lynn that was gassed. Yeah, you can give credit to the Diamondbacks to getting to, Corbin Burns and Peralta of the Brewers. You definitely can give them credit to that, but then the Milwaukee Brewers, their offense didn't do anything. You're going to a team that's hitting home runs left and right and has pitching in a bullpen that's going to shut you down. So it's going to take a lot for the Diamondbacks to even win tomorrow's game. Aaron Nola, I'm confident in him. Like I said throughout this entire playoff, that this is a clean slate for him going into this postseason. So far, his first 2 starts have been magical. Let's see if he can continue that going into tomorrow. I know there's a bunch of talk out there and rumors about the contract that Aaron Nola wanted in the offseason going into this year, that the Phillies and Aaron Nola agreed on the money. It was just a term that they weren't even close on, that Aaron Nola wanted 8 years, $200 million, and the Phillies were like around 4 or 5 years. Hopefully it doesn't come and, do anything there for tomorrow. Hopefully it doesn't mean anything. But, I'm confident in Aaron Nola to go into tomorrow and, shove. And completely shove, man. That's all I'm expecting. That's all I'm expecting. You win tomorrow. You're up 2-0 going into Arizona on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And if you go up 2-0 tomorrow, I am very confident in your ability to not come back to Citizens Bank Park and close it out in Arizona. First, you got to take it day by day at a time. You got to win tomorrow first. Aaron Nola's got to pitch good. You got to hit Merrill Kelly. That's the bottom line there. Your guys are going to be ready to go. This ballpark's going to be, rocking, loud, and everything like that. So let's keep it going here. Let's keep it going. That's what we got to do. I would like for the ALCS to be a little bit more competitive, though. That would be my liking. Texas Rangers, they're up 2-0 in that series. Houston has not looked good on the hitting side besides Yordan Alvarez. So they definitely need to do a lot there that's better. They almost made it a game today. It was a 5-4 game after Yordan made it 5-4 in the 8th with a solo shot, but their offense just literally couldn't do anything at that point. Seriously, the Houston Astros offense so far has been Yordan Alvarez and Jose Abreu, and this series mainly has been Yordan. So can Houston make it a series going back to Texas for the next 3 games? It definitely could be the case, but also they just added Max Scherzer back to the roster, so we have no idea what's going to happen in that situation. Is Max Scherzer going to go back to, lights out Max Scherzer, or he's going to be the Max Scherzer that he's been basically for the past couple of seasons? Injury prone, not the lights out Max Scherzer, and who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen? So, yeah. So, we got to wait and see what happens in those situations. The Texas Rangers, but they are hitting all over the place, so they're a hot team right now. But just as they've shown in the second half, they can get as hot as much as they can get cold. They'll win 6 in a row, and then they'll suddenly lose like 5-7 in a row. So they're a very hot and cold team. And Houston is notoriously, for some reason this year, not good at home, but they're dynamic on the road. So maybe Texas does make this a series on the road. We'll have to wait and see. But going back to your Phillies, most important thing is winning tomorrow, getting a 2-0 series lead, going to Arizona this week. I am confident in the Phillies' ability to do that. So if we look at the lineup today, you had 9 hits on the board, 1 for 4 Kyle Schwarber with the leadoff shot. Trey Turner was 2 for 4 today, so he continues to hit. He's batting .500 this postseason, which is amazing. .533 on base and an .893 slugging for Trey. That's absolutely fantastic. Bryce Harper, 2 for 3 with a walk. So he's been fantastic. 2 RBI. He also had an RBI single in this game. 409, .567 on base, .955 slugging. Alec Bohm is still struggling in that 4th spot. He went over 3 with a hit by pitch. Stott goes over 3 with a walk. JT 1 for 4 with an RBI. Nick Castellanos 1 for 4 with a solo shot. Brandon Marsh 1 for 3 with a walk. And Yohan Rojas actually got a hit in this game. Yohan Rojas actually did something. So he got a double. Sadly, the Phillies weren't able to cash in there. Phillies went 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. They left 7 runners on base. But also credit to your pitching. The Diamondbacks also went 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position, so they barely got chances the entire game. The Diamondbacks as a team only had 4 hits. And still, yeah, it became a game. Zack Wheeler was amazing, in my opinion. 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, 81 pitches. Yeah, he allows the home run in that 6th inning, but you can clearly just sense it was a little bit different there. I guess he was just running out of gas with how spectacular he was through the first 5 innings. But still, this is a way to go off on a high note. Rob Thompson wasn't going to make the same mistake twice that he did it in Game 2 against Atlanta. You let Zack Wheeler go through that 6th inning. He's done after that. Don't have to force him to go through a 7th. Seranthony Dominguez sucked. Allowed the unearned run because of his error. He also walked one guy through 15 pitches. Jose Alvarado comes in. He gets the job done. Allows 1 hit, strikes out 1 on 15 pitches. He was lights out. And then Craig Kimbrell, he walked a guy, struck out a guy, and got a nice double play by Bowman Stott to end off the game. So, it's all she does there, man. All she does there. It's a good win. It's a good win. I try to throw the positivity when you're not hitting with those runners in scoring position, meaning that when you're getting all these chances, you're eventually going to cash in one of these games with those chances. I firmly believe that. And also, I think it's a really good thing that you're winning close games. I think winning close games is the most important thing that you can do in the postseason. You were winning close games a lot this year, and you have to continue to do that in the postseason. Not every single game is going to be a blowout. Not every single game is going to be like what you did in Game 3 against Atlanta. It's not going to be like that. And hell, even last year against San Diego, there was only one game that was a blowout. And not even a blowout. You had to come back down from, 4-0 in the first inning to win 10-6. So that wasn't even a blowout either. None of the games against San Diego was a blowout. So they found a way to win that series in 5 with not blowing them out. Their offense exploded in that 4th game. But then, Game 3 was a very close one. Game 5 was very close until the Bryce Harper swing of his life. Game 1 was very close. It was a 2-0 win. So, you got to win these close games in the postseason. It's what you got to do. Not every single game is going to be a blowout. I do feel there's going to be that game where they do explode with runners in score position now. I do have a feeling. I just think that once 1 or 2 guys gets those big hits with runners on, it'll be a butterfly effect for the rest of the team because Bryce Harper has been amazing with runners on. Trey Turner has been fantastic this entire playoff run. Same thing with Bryce Harper. Nick Castellanos as well. Honestly, JT too. Even though he did ground into that double play with bases loaded, he did get an RBI single in this game with a runner on second. So JT has been brilliant. But really, I'm looking at Bohm really hasn't been the best. I know a lot of people want to move Bohm away from that 4th spot, but JT and Nick Castellanos are doing so well in the 6th and 7th hole that you really don't want to move them down there because it just makes your lineup so deep in that aspect. That's why I'm fine keeping Bohm and Stott where they are, because it just adds another layer to that bottom of the lineup. You know what I mean? That's what I feel, at least. I'm not sure if people agree with me on that, but that's what I feel. That is exactly what I feel. Man, what a game. What a game. I thought I was going to faint after Harper went deep. I thought I was going to faint. Where I was sitting in that 4th level, I had honestly good seats. We had the aisle seats, the 1 and 2 at the end of the section. And we also had the benefit of there just being a railing in front of us, not 2 seats in front of us, because of the way the section was. You walk up the steps, you see that one guardrail and stuff like that. That's where we were sitting in front of that guardrail. So I was able to hang my feet. I was able to lean on the railing, not having to worry about people blocking my fucking view. And, I was saying to myself, whispering to myself when Schwarber came up, okay, Schwarber, it's time for you to hit a bomb. And that's what he does. He did it right on the fucking first pitch. And then everyone fucking knew Bryce Harper was doing something today on his birthday. It was just too easy to predict. I didn't think he was going deep on the first pitch of that he saw, too. I had a feeling he was going deep this game, not on the first fucking pitch he saw. That's how spectacular Bryce Harper is, man. That's how spectacular he is. It really is. That's how spectacular he is. My God. Fantastic stuff here, boys. Seriously, when you're sitting up that high in the ballpark, it's shaking. You can feel the 4th and the 3rd and the 2nd deck shake. That's how crazy it gets. Like I said, I thought I was going to faint after that second Harper shot. And I even called the Castellanos shot, too. I was sitting over to my dad. I was like, Dad, Castellanos going deep tonight. And what did he do in his very first at bat? Went deep the other way. went deep the other way, and I was like, I fucking called it. Fantastic night, huh? Fantastic night. My, oh my, oh my. Fantastic stuff, boys. But, we're going to end it a little bit early. I'll get to you guys in the comment section because it is going to be a late night, with editing and all that stuff. We don't have anything on the Anytime Hotline, so we don't have to worry about that. But I'll get to you guys in the comment section in the live feed here, and then we'll end off the stream. That's why, even though I love going to the games, you just get home at a late time and all that stuff. You work late and all that crap. You know what I mean? It's just, a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But hey, it's worth it when the Phillies are winning. It's worth it when the fighting Phils are winning. How you doing, Soto? Julian, little worried after this game. Why are you worried, Julian? Is it just because of the runners in scoring position? Is it because of Seranthony? Is it because of Seranthony? Because I could understand if it's because of Seranthony. Wonder how many home runs Schwarber has hit on the first pitch of the game. A lot. A lot this year. Still can't feel comfortable when Kimbrel is out on the mound. What was up with Seranthony? I have no idea. How you doing, David? Hoffman one bad pitch and is never used again. Yeah, it's weird. We haven't seen Hoffman yet in a while. There's got to be something under. Hoffman was warming up when I believe it was Wheeler's last inning of work in the 6th. I think if Wheeler allowed another hit after the home run, I think he was getting taken out and Hoffman was coming in. It feels like right now Hoffman's devoted to that, early inning role. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. David was not worried about Kimbrel at all. Arizona does not impress him. Arizona has nice players. I feel like for this series right now, they're a little overmatched. Just in my opinion. I don't think they have the bullpen enough. I don't think they have enough bats in the lineup. Even though some of their bats have been very hot. They got good names in that lineup. I don't think it's going to be enough for them right now. They don't have enough in the starting rotation besides Kelly and Gallen got rocked today. So, Phillies win tomorrow, which they have never won a game 2 past the wild card round in their history, then this is maybe a sweep. I have confidence they can win tomorrow. I have confidence they can win tomorrow and break that streak. You could write the narrative as Dbacks show fight and could make this a series, but you could also say the Phillies are the first team to close the door when Arizona shows life. Yeah, you could find both of those ways. Game 2 will show a lot. The longer the series goes, the more it favors the Phils. The Snakes just aren't as deep of a team. Yeah, I agree with that. Arizona has like 4 dudes in the lineup, and that's it. They got some. Corbin Carroll's the beast. He's an absolute stud. Ketel Marte's solid. Ketel Marte's good. Christian Walker's a nice power bat. And I'm trying to think. Alec Thomas, when he's raking, he's really good. Longoria, he's iffy. Tommy Pham, he's a nice, solid veteran presence there. Moreno, he's had a solid postseason power-wise. Gurriel, he's very hot and cold. Perdomo, for some reason, has just turned into a power bat this postseason. I have no idea how. He had 6 home runs the entire year, and how many home runs has he had this postseason? I'm trying to think. In the postseason, he's had 2 home runs the postseason. Okay. So he really hasn't turned to power. He's just been hot the past couple of games. They got some nice guys in their lineup. Nothing, besides Corbin Carroll, it's nothing amazing. Because Corbin Carroll's an absolute stud. Kelly will get rocked even more. Turner is hitting .429 against Kelly. Well, there you go. Arizona World Series was beating LA just like San Diego beating LA. I'm also going to the games 3 for 5. I bought 6 tickets, cost me less than buying 2 tickets in Philly. Wow. Yeah, I did see the prices for the Arizona games. No game in the rest of these playoffs is going to be as expensive as Citizens Bank Park. It just isn't. I think games in Houston were as low as $40. As low as $40 for your defending world champions. Low as $40. That's amazing. Phillies are the deeper team. There's no excuse to lose. Yeah, exactly. Can't believe Aroldis Chapman didn't blow the game. Every time Texas puts Chapman out there, I'm also auto betting the Astros. I'm very shocked that Chapman hasn't blown a game yet. He's gotten away with one. I think that was game 1 against Bregman, and their left fielder made a fantastic play in left field. Seriously, if Bregman just pulled that a little more, that would have been gone, and that would have been the game-tying home run or the walk-off shot. So, They got away with some things. They definitely got away with some things. But also, Framber Valdez got rocked today. Framber Valdez was not good for Houston. Where was that from last year, Framber? Why couldn't you do that last year? God. That pisses me off even more. Harper, yep, Harper home run on his birthday. Need a 10-2 game on Tuesday, but this never winning a game 2 past the wild card round in history scares me. You gotta. I know there's patterns there, Julian, but I think the Phillies have won a game 2 in their history past the wild card round. Or are you just talking specifically the wild card round? Is that what you're specifically talking about? Because I feel like there have been series where the Phillies have won the first 2 games. If I'm thinking about it out loud, it's probably before the wild card round existed. So I think you're just talking about the wild card round, because 2008 against the Dodgers and the Brewers, they actually won the first 2 games at home because they had home field advantage in those 2 series. So yeah, I think you're just solely thinking about the wild card round. I think that's what you're thinking about. They also did win the first 2 games against the Reds in 2010. I think they won the first 2 games against the Rockies, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think they did, actually. I don't think they did. I actually think they lost one of those games at home against Colorado in 2009. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I did see that, Brian. I did see that. What's up, BJ? How you doing? I'm getting 2008 vibes from this Phillies team. Zack Gallen did grow up as a Philly. No, he didn't grow up as a Phillies fan. He grew up as a Cardinals fan. He actually was a Cardinals fan. I think there was an interview with his mom that was talking about the 2008 parade, and his mom wouldn't let him go to the parade because he wasn't a Phillies fan. He only wanted to go to the parade because his friends were going, and he wanted to drink. So, no, he wasn't. He wasn't a Phillies fan. He was a Cardinals fan from South Jersey. I think there was something that was saying he was a Cowboys fan from South Jersey, but I think that was fake. He wasn't a Cowboys fan. He's a St. Louis Cardinals fan now. So that's odd. Out of all the teams in South that you could root for from South Jersey, Cardinals. How do you get Cardinals living in South Jersey? Seriously, you got the Phillies, which South Jersey is basically Philadelphia and an extension of Philadelphia. But then I can understand if you root for the Yankees or the Mets if you live in Jersey. The Cardinals? How do you get that? It's just odd. This is odd in my opinion, man. But yeah. Tomorrow's going to be a crazy one. Especially down here in Philadelphia. You got Flyers home opener at 6 because they moved the game up from 7 to 6 to just because of the Phillies game. There's also at 8:30 a Mexico versus Germany soccer game at the Link. So that's going to be crazy because soccer fans are crazy. And, of course, the Phillies game, NLCS game too. It's going to be crazy down in the sports complex tomorrow. I'm not going to the Flyers game because I am not missing the Phillies. I am not, even though the Flyers game will probably over when the first inning is over for the game 2. I'm just not taking that risk. I'll just watch from home. Parents will go to the Flyers game, opening night there. And then when I go to a Flyers game, I go to a Flyers game. I just can't help that. Phillies take the priority. I'm sorry. I know hockey is my number 1, but I'm not crazy enough to miss a Phillies postseason game. I'm just not. It's not going to happen. Not in a lifetime. Just isn't. Man. Yeah, St. Louis is a historic franchise, but I just from South Jersey, you should be rooting for the Phillies. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Well, game 2 tomorrow. Aaron Nola versus Merrill Kelly. Let's see what the offense, if they can continue smacking the ball around the ballpark. And let's see if Aaron Nola can continue his brilliance from the first 2 appearances in the postseason this year for him. So, yeah. We're going to call it here, everybody. It's getting late. I got to start editing so I can, not be up until 2 or 3 in the morning. So, yeah, I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Phillies up 1-0. Let's see if they can win tomorrow to go up 2-0 going into Arizona on Thursday. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It does me a great deal of service if you are new to the channel. I appreciate all you guys for doing that. And also use the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. Great deal. Do not pass it up. Once again, thank you guys for joining tonight, and I'll see you next time.